Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. Welcome back to Shelburne RV. It's a bright Monday, almost noon. I am like terribly behind on my videos this morning. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend with your families. It was nice having some time with my family. So yeah, it's almost 12 o'clock. It's been a zoo here this morning. We've had a lot of phone calls. Evidently a lot of you guys were watching my videos over the weekend. So thanks for watching. I appreciate all the views. I just had a nice conversation with a gentleman, Mr. Jeremy. You know who you are. We had a 98 model Prevost bus with an SCS basement air. You know, I've seen a few of those over the years. Haven't really worked on none of them. Parts on those things are gone. That company's been out of business a while. So I think we got him pointed in a direction, and he's gonna see what he can figure out, and then maybe be a fan motor, might be a control board, but either way, we got him on a direction. So thanks for watching. So back here on a Monday, had a lot of phone calls already. It's just been crazy. I've got some emergency stuff with people coming in tomorrow, so tomorrow will be real hectic. I'm just trying to help you guys out with stuff. So I did work up here a little bit this weekend. I did work on getting all my hill graded out, and I got all the gravel into the campground this weekend, so it is usable. So we got that going, and then yesterday I just hung out at the house. But got a few things we're working on up here this morning. We're gonna go up here and check this out since I'm kind of late getting my video going. But again, thanks for watching. So let's go up here and see what we got going on. Okay, so one of the next projects we've been working on here is this Coachman Marauder Class A. Came in with charging issues. Let me show you what we found out. Okay, so this thing came in with one of these Magnum Energy inverter converters. Now, what was happening was this was not supplying 12 volts to charge the batteries in there, and it wasn't passing 120 volts through to run the refrigerator, because this does have a residential refrigerator. Now, the unfortunate part for this is nobody's got this in stock. Magnum Energy, my salesman, it takes him like 3 weeks to even get a hold of anybody there, so they can't even tell me when they're going to have one. And so this is just a big problem. So basically what we did is we took a traditional converter, and we wired it in to take the place of this. Now this takes the 120 volts and makes 12 volts to charge the battery, and then we just put a receptacle, take the 220s, tie in a receptacle right there to power the inverter converter, and then that'll work to get the battery voltage up where it needs to be. So why the inverter converter? Well, so you know, a lot of these with the residential refrigerators, they want to have the ability to run the refrigerator while they're driving down the road. Guys, I'm a Cummins authorized service center. This Class A has got a generator in it that will run everything in here. Why spend $2,000 on a Magnum Energy when this generator needs to be run? The worst thing that this coach can have is a generator that don't run. I mean, people come in here all the time and they're like, you know, this generator's only got like 500 hours on it. And I go, ooh, that's a problem. You know, the ones we work on the most are the ones with the low hours. The ones with 4, 5, 6, 7,000 hours, you hardly ever see them because they run. Cummins generators need to be run. Even if you're parking the unit, you need to be running it for at least an hour once a month. So why would I spend $2,000 for that when I can put just a regular converter in here for $300 or $400 and then run the generator and it's doing the same thing, and we don't have to spend all that kind of money? So you know, there's my 2 cents on inverter converters. Now, if this was a travel trailer, you know, we might have a different conversation about that. But this being a Class A motor coach with a generator, the generator needs to run. I mean, that's one of the #1 things I tell people with these kind of coaches is run the generator. Don't let that generator sit. That's the worst thing you can do to a Cummins generator is let it sit. So there you go. There's my 2 cents on that. But they've got that changed out, and then we're having it's got a bunk above the driver's seat that has the Schwintek motors in it, and obviously with low battery power, we couldn't get that to work. They just got that done. The batteries are getting charged up, so once they get up to full, then we can retest the Schwintek and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. But there you go, my 2 cents on Magnum Energy. So the next project we're working on here, Mr. Lewis has been working on this Phaeton Class A motor coach. Customer complaint was he kept smelling sewage from his toilet. Now, the bowl was holding water. This is a nice ceramic toilet. The bowl was holding water, but what did you tell me, Lewis? The seal, the black seal that you just put on there, it was actually not, didn't even have a seal?
Didn't even have a seal.
So there was no seal right there. Lewis just put that on. So he was smelling everything because there was no seal in there. So, yep, got to check the seals. I mean, I don't know why he didn't have sewage coming out from underneath the toilet. He didn't say it had anything, but yeah, just kind of strange. But there you go. Some of the simplest things sometimes cause the biggest problems. Well, a shout out to my new friend, Mr. Andre, in that Winnebago right there. He was traveling through. He's actually from San Diego, California. So he stopped in. We took a quick look at his hot water heater. Didn't really have time to look at his basement air, but he had 20 degrees differential on it. He's checking in on the way through. But he's traveling from San Diego and he's heading back to California. So see there, guys, all you California West Coasters, it's that easy. You just drive by and see me. I mean, Mr. Andre drove all the way out here to see me. So there you go. He's heading on his way back via Texas, because all your exes live in Texas is what I've been told, but I don't know. But anyways, nice shout out to Mr. Andre. We're getting ready to finish up here today, but as you can see, there's cousin Gary come down here to see what I was doing. So we got that big Diplomat right there. It's got inner flat tire and on the rear, and the outer tire is low. So we're gonna deal with that. But we're gonna get out of here and we're gonna hit it again tomorrow. Well, good morning, we're back. I just had my gentleman from Texas drop off this basement air to me this morning. It was a Duo Therm basement air. Now, a lot of you guys probably haven't seen too many of those. Duo Therm back in the day was a great product, but obviously that stuff's gone. So he tried putting a compressor in it, evidently had some issues with it, trying to get it charged. So we're gonna go up here. Lewis is actually, they hauled it up there just a minute ago. So Lewis is up there getting that ready for me to go up and see what's going on with that. So, but yeah, I got my millennial farmer shirt on today. I thought I had some good clean uniforms where the uniform company dropped off. They're still working on the holiday schedule. So hey, I didn't have my uniform, but I wore my millennial farmer shirt. So if you haven't seen him, go check him out. He's the whole reason I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I like watching the millennial farmer. So, and I got his shirt on today. So there you go. So we're gonna run up here and check this out, see what's going on. Let's head up there now. Okay, so here's the Duo Therm air conditioner that we're working on. He was having some trouble getting it to charge. He actually added a dryer here. I wasn't real happy with that, so we've changed some of that. Lewis has gone through here and cleaned this up a little better than what it was. And then this one here, being a Duo Therm, this is actually the control board that operates a Dometic. The other end of this is the Dometic 5-button thermostat. So I've got to add this plug here because I had to supply 12-volt power to that. I will have to have a freeze sensor hooked to it, so the board will actually do its thing. And then I'm going to have to go get a 5-button thermostat and a phone cable. And then we just got to do a little bit of 110-volt wiring. Lewis cleaned up the coils as best he could, and I'm pulling a vacuum on it now. And as soon as we get the vacuum pulled, I'm going to go get the thermostat, at least get it set up where I can take control of the unit, and then we'll fire it up and see what she does. Okay, been working on this Duo Therm here for a few minutes. So the data tag is gone. So I really have no idea. I've looked online. There's a few forums that have some of these old Duo Therm basement airs. I just don't know. I just don't know. There's no identification number on there. Now, I do have a contact at Dometic. I have reached out to them to try to see if they can come up with some kind of data tag for this. I don't know. But I did start out with about 20, I think we did about 26 ounces of R22. Now, the problem was the capillary tube, which is right here, is freezing up almost immediately. So I tried taking some Freon out. It helped, but I never really had any. The lines are not changing. I mean, I have a little bit of cool on my suction line, but it's quite hot on my discharge. So I've actually got my gauges hooked up here, and I've got my high side and my low side hooked to this. Let me turn this camera around because it's getting ready to cycle back on. I'm going to show you here in the video here what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to let you see the amp draw. You can see we're pulling about 6.5 amps on the compressor one. Now, look at my high side right here. See how my high side's a little over 150? And if you look at my low side and my high side, I actually have the same measurement. That one's a little over 150. That one's over a little over 150. Now, he put this compressor in here, and this is not a new compressor that I can tell. This is an old compressor. With the temperature that we're running in the shop right now is about 75 degrees. So that low side, the blue side, should typically be down around 60 or so. Okay, it's going to fluctuate with the temperature of the outside, and we should be running on the high side, you know, somewhere around over 225, 250. Again, temperature outside has a lot to do with that. Those numbers are the same. Those numbers should never be the same. So there's something failed in that compressor, because it's just bleeding. I don't know if there's something, a reed valve bad in the compressor or something. Something's wrong. So at this point, we're going to have to put a compressor in this thing, because again, this is not a compressor that's new. This looks like something that's been around for a while. So we're going to pull the vacuum, get the charge out of it again, and we're going to grab a compressor and put a compressor on it and retest. Okay, so late yesterday, we did go ahead and change that compressor, and I did run it, and so now my pressures are good. I mean, I say they're good. They're in the ballpark. Part of the biggest problem I'm having with this unit is the data tag that was on this originally is gone. So I'm kind of having to guess at how much Freon went back in this thing. We're trying to meter it in slowly, but we're not really having much success because the capillary tube keeps plugging up and freezing up. So I'm not sure if there's not something going on inside there. Could be some trash that's gotten through the system maybe and done something. But again, without having the data tag, and I've reached out to Dometic, and I'm not having much luck there at the moment. So my friend George from down at G&L Services is going to be up here either later today or first thing Monday, and he's going to help me take a crack at trying to figure out if we can meter the Freon in correctly to see if we can get a good charge on that. So that's kind of where we're at on that. I mean, it's just when the numbers are missing, and I've looked online and I can't find anything anywhere online where Dometic, after they bought Duo Therm, has got any of that information out there. So a little bit of a struggle on that, but we'll keep you updated as we go. Go in here and see how Mr. Adrian's coming on this floor job. As you can see, there's a lot out of here, so let's see where he's at with this. So he's got that full sheet out. Insulation doesn't look all that bad. So we've actually sprayed all this for mold and mildew stain remover. So that's good. It's got good floor structure. So we're going to go in here. Cousin Gary went to go get the sheet of plywood now. So we'll get all that put back in there. Should be good to go. Back on this open range, Mr. Adrian's been working for a little while. Mr. Lewis kind of helped him, stepped in here a few minutes ago. But as you can see, I've got the dump trailer over here. That's a lot of material. So let's go in here and take a look at what we got. As you can see, there's the structure, which actually is pretty dang nice. They at least thought it through a little bit. Now, this thing has had so much water in it. Look what the water's done to the aluminum. It's just gone in there and dissolved it. So you can kind of see, I mean, it's just really eat it up. I'm standing on it right now, and I'm a pretty big boy. And there ain't nothing really moving, so I'm not terribly upset. They're gonna go in here and vacuum all this out. Now they'll probably have to put some structure across between those beams to give that some strength. And then you saw what was going on back here, and then back in the back they've got all that ready for lumber. So yeah, it's been quite a job this morning, but they've got it all tore out. We'll do a transition strip right there, LVP right here. So just working right along with it. So we've been working on this little, we had a little Rockwood Signature come in, a little bumper pull camper that had a Schwinn Tech slide out problem. And the motor in this thing's just all jammed up, won't work. Let me show you what's going on here. Okay, so this thing came in. Now the boys have already gotten the motor out of it, but when this thing's in, there's no access to the motor. I mean, this thing is so tight, you can't even get to the Schwinn Tech motor. Now, the motor on this side, there it is, but you can't get to the motor on that other side. And so the motor was so far jammed up in there, they couldn't get it out. So I don't know if you can see it or not. There is a screw. We showed this in other videos that goes into here that holds that motor in place to keep it from coming out. Well, the only way we could get access to that is we had to drill a hole in that fascia to be able to get to the screw to get that out of there. So as you can imagine, that's a little bit of a nightmare, especially when it comes to, I mean, how the heck do you get to some of this stuff? I mean, it's buried up in there. I don't know how these manufacturers do it some days. No planning ahead on that one. So they've got it out. We're gonna jump on that Monday morning. It's getting late here in the evening on Friday, so they're going through and kind of closing stuff up. Wanted to show you that. We showed you the floor on the open range, so yeah, they got lots of work for them this week. So Mr. George from GNL Service is going to be down next week. We're gonna have him work some magic on this basement air that you saw us working on here. We'll see if we can get that figured out. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Look who I found walking through the shop. This video is what?
Cousin Gary approved.
Cousin Gary approved. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Go on and like and subscribe. We're getting close, guys. We picked up a bunch this week. Thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody that called me. Talked to a lot of people from the YouTube channel this week. I get his call me. I'll talk to you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Have a great weekend. This video is Cousin Gary approved.